What is this?
Be fine.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome.
to another part.
Let me fix sound.
4 and 4 for founders, for creators,
And four.
for innovators. Yes. So the topic for today.
You smell nice.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the topic for today is rejection is the starting point and not the destination.
Yes.
Rejection is the starting point
And not.
and not the destination.
Yeah. Pela, start us up. Like, what?
What? Ever got the feeling
Yeah.
that people, the pain of rejection, you know how painful rejection can be? Like from business sides, even relationships at certain times.
Any type of
Any type of rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is worse? Do you know what's worse than rejection?
What is? I think I do, but what is?
What is worse? Give me a hint. What's worse than
What's
rejection?
worse? It depends on what we're talking about. But like, if we're gonna talk about business rejection, what's worse is not actually trying. Like,
Yes.
you know.
Okay. The pain of rejection is nothing compared to the pain of regret.
Yeah.
The pain of regret is far worse.
It is. It's far worse.
So as an individual, you must ask yourself, would you rather regret something you did do or didn't do? Which one will be worse for you if you're scared for rejection?
Yeah, but it's. I think. But how do you think someone can get out of that zone of being scared of rejection? Do you ever not get scared of rejection?
Nah, I like the rejection part because now you know where you stand
Yeah.
compared to something you didn't know. Because if you never ask, the answer will always be no.
Yeah.
So
True.
if you don't have any answer, you'll never know where you stand. Because I've seen in business where people stay with degrees. Like this person is talented, skilled, but then they're too scared to ask for a promotion or a raise.
Yeah, but also I think they're scared because what if I asked and then in that process I lose my job? Because
That's the price you have to be willing to take.
yeah, it's obviously comfortability and stuff. It's not stability per se, but it's like playing the safer route.
No, but too often I think people are just scared to try or scared to fail.
Yeah.
Once you lose that fear, it's like, hey,
So do you think you've lost that fear?
I've lost that fear because now the way I approach everything is like Jay-Z said something interesting.
Yeah.
He said, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? I have no fear of anything. I do everything well.
Damn.
Exactly. So imagine if you approached every situation with that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
Like, hey, who can stop me here?
Yeah.
Like, me, failure is not an option.
True.
Exactly.
But failure is not an option. But failing is I think failure is when you stop trying. Like,
yeah, but also, yes, that's true also.
yeah.
But also failure is part of the process.
Yeah. You cannot succeed if you don't fail.
You can't succeed if you don't fail.
And I have this thing. I tell people every time I speak to someone about it. I tell people with it. I try to fail every month or weekly if I can. Like I put myself in positions with it. I want to fail, like, you know, because if I don't fail, like I don't learn something new. You know?
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Even Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, said, you learn more from people who failed than successful people.
Yeah.
So people who failed have more stories to tell, something you could relate to, something you can avoid, than someone who did this or had a clear path or success.
Yeah.
You know, what can you learn or gain from that person?
Yeah. Also, Vusi was like, because he does, I think, hedge funding or something. I don't know if it's hedge funding or whatever. But he was like, it's not hedge funding. Sorry, it's not. I don't know what he does, but it's part of investing money into businesses or something. So he was like, when they look at a business, they will never like they will never fund someone who's never failed. And people be like, will go and ask for funding and all those things in businesses, and they've never failed themselves. And so it's like they look at how many times you failed before funding. You can have failed 10, 20 times, and you think, I'm not worth getting funding. But actually, when you go to those businesses and people that actually fund business and everything, they look at how many times you failed and how you failed, and they see if there's any progress. And also, Vele, your experience, in a sense of you have experience. I trust you have enough failure experience that you can actually, be good at whatever project you want to do. So yeah,
That's one thing. When I was going to write some of my exams, it's like when I went to Bree Taxi Rank.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I've respected, this place is crowded.
It is.
A lot of people, but what I respected the most is like, I don't have to know you to understand. Like, hey, you're trying to make a difference in your life. You're pushing for something better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then what came to mind is how many people are waking up to jobs that they hate, stuck in the same position. Because that place was crowded, like.
It is crowded. Breeze.
And it's like, how many people are waking up to go to jobs that they hate, too scared to try that business idea that they always had, or whatever.
Yeah. I think the misconception is you need money to start a business. You do, but it's people stop starting because they think they need they need that 500K in order now to start.
Yo, the best movie I've watched. Remember that movie by George Clooney, where he's firing people? I don't know, but then there was this scene where he's about to fire someone, and then he asked the gentleman, it's like, how much did they pay you to give up on your dreams? What was the price?
So
that scene, that scene.
That scene,
that scene blew my mind because that guy was a talented chef.
Yeah.
But then they paid him. They paid you to give up on your dream.
Yeah.
The salary is a bribe. They pay you to give up on your dream.
That's true. And
that's what I see on people most of the time. It's like, hey, too scared to try.
But
fear of rejection.
Yeah. Sorry, but also there's this thing. I think Alex Omozi, he's like, it's okay to go to the job you hate, but you must not listen. But you, they can pay you for your time, but do not sell your time to them. So, you don't sell your time, because now once you sell your time, that's when you can't work on that project while you're still working on this job.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. Let me be clear. I don't believe in those entrepreneurs who say quit your job, do what you love. That's the worst.
That's the worst. Actually.
That's the worst. Yeah. Don't ever follow that advice.
Yeah.
Like, entrepreneurship is mostly based on the free time you have, that spare time you have.
Yeah.
So from 9 to 5, what are you doing from 6 till 9 or 6 to 10?
Yeah.
What are you doing on those weekends where you're off?
Yeah.
So I think that's how entrepreneurship is.
Yeah.
Not those quit your job and then pursue your passion. No.
It doesn't. It takes. I don't know.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. It's one of two of the chosen. It's not really chosen one, but it's sometimes like plays in a role. You quit your job and you do that thing, and then
exactly. You have to be extremely exceptional.
Yeah.
Or extremely talented.
What you do. Yeah. True.
But now the whole point of this is don't be afraid of rejection or the fear of failure.
Yeah.
Do you know Walt Disney, the founder of Disney movies?
Yeah.
That guy was rejected 302 times.
Yeah.
For his cartoon series.
Yeah.
And it's only after the 303 times he found a publisher.
Damn. 302
times.
Yeah.
Imagine also this guy, the KFC, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, KFC. Yeah.
Just think how many times he got rejected for his recipe. Take a wild guess.
I don't know. I'm coming up with 1,000.
This guy got rejected 1,009 times for his chicken recipe before he finally got approved by a restaurant.
Hectic.
So 1,009 times.
Yeah.
And here you are scared of rejection.
3-4 rejections, and you're like,
no, this is it.
This is it. I'm
Like
done.
also like imagine also with the podcast. Same here. We also were on the
Yeah.
verge of like, hey, nah, we're not getting too much views. So like nah.
Also, you know, yeah, it was like, nah, this is, what is this?
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think we all for the thing of overnight successes.
Yeah, and it never works that way.
Because sometimes it also takes like 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, you see, so it's
Exactly. We must get rid of this thing of the instant gratification.
yeah, true. But I think better
Like-
people should embrace rejection than run away from it.
Yes, have this mindset to every building that closed doors on me. No, to every door that closed on me, I'm
Yeah.
coming back to buy the building.
Yeah, that's a great mindset.
That's the mindset. Just
Yeah.
come back to buy the whole building. You rejected me, okay.
Yeah, it's like this. I forgot this guy. He's a Chinese guy. I forgot his name. He literally like he got rejected by Harvard. I don't know how many times. I think it was 100 and something times. Got rejected by Harvard, and now Harvard came back to him. He became a success in business or whatever. Harvard contacted him to come and do a I don't know what they call them, a lecture or something, a talk. Harvard invited him. He was like, "But you guys rejected."
Exactly.
Alright, so you
It's
know what I mean?
crazy. Also, I also saw a post by DJ Spoo
Yeah,
with his new deal with ShopRite and Checkers.
and Checkers. Yeah,
Like after 9 years of rejection.
he got rejected. So he was getting rejected very.
Yeah, imagine the deal only got approved after 9 years of rejection.
Damn.
9 whole years.
Yeah.
So
Imagine
then
waiting
here
9
you
years
are
to.
wanting instant gratification. Like, hey, I think we're all victim to that mindset. Hey, why am I not getting so many views? Why is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Imagine when you start to do something new and then you don't get the response or feedback that you think you were gonna obtain. Then you start like, hey, no, this isn't for me. You just
Yeah.
throw in the towel.
Yeah, but I think really we all have that. I think it's okay to feel shitty or to feel like, hey, I'm not enough or whatever, but never project it out into the world. Like,
Yeah, that's what you also
Yeah.
told me. Like, hey,
never project it out into the world. Just take it in and be like, okay, how can I do it better? Like people, as I said the time I told, I was like, you have to have a solution based problem. I don't know, like when you criticizing yourself or anything, have a solution based. Like, okay, yeah, you telling yourself, yeah, you shit, you can't do this, you can't. But also answer yourself, what can you do better? You know.
yes, what can you do to improve?
Yeah, what can you do to improve?
I think
Because-
also watch all your flaws, mistakes back, and then like, hey, instead of just putting it out there verbally, like, hey,
Yeah.
okay, I see I did this incorrectly, or this
Yeah.
wasn't the way I wanted to
Oh, to
articulate this,
yeah,
but
yeah.
okay, how can I do to improve?
Yeah.
So I think that's the mindset we need to have.
Yeah, and I think I was actually just before Fig, I was watching this other TikTok. This guy was like, the best way, and I'm not saying people should do this. No, I'm just saying for us, our realization and our flaws. He was like, start a podcast and you'll actually get to know yourself better.
Exactly.
Because that's how we watch it and we're like, eh.
So watching the first few podcasts,
Yeah.
like, hey, even now I still cringe. Like, how can I say this? But then
Yeah.
it's a learning curve.
It's a learning
Okay,
curve, yeah.
nobody's perfect.
Yeah, so you learn from it, like, okay, I can let me do this best. Because now we were actually not even, I wasn't watching our podcast. Like, I wasn't watching back because I was like, I don't want to watch myself.
Like, hey, you cringe.
Yeah, I don't want to watch myself. But like, and I think that's what led us to actually wanting to quit as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we didn't know the mistakes we were doing and all that. And once we watched it and we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you like be your own worst critic.
Yeah,
Then also be your own motivator
as well.
as well. Because the inspiring thing about DJ Spoo, the whole thing of his Mo Fire drink,
Yeah,
is like even after 9 years, that guy was still persistent.
yeah,
Because it reminds me, Jay-Z once said, if you can't buy the building, at least stack the shelf.
yeah.
Then keep on stacking till you're stacking for yourself.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Okay, you might not be able to get this deal now.
Yeah.
You might be rejected doing this. Okay, it's fine. But
Mm.
then start off small then.
Yeah.
You might not be getting the views that you are looking for,
Yeah.
but hey, just start off small. Just start this channel, get it running, then work on your flows, delivery.
Yeah. Also, I came in last year. Was it last year? 2021. I came in contact with the former Springboks coach. I forgot his name. Why am I? He's a color guy. I forget his name always. But I was so inclined and I'm practicing. So his team was coming to practice at that ground. So they coming to practice for that. So I'm practicing, and I go to him. I'm like, no man, I know you. He's like, you know me from. I'm like, I know you from. Then I search Springbok coaches because I'm like, I know this guy. And then I go to him. I'm like, yeah, man. You see, I know you. Yabo. And I'm like, can I take a picture with you? I was like, no. Yabo. He tells me, he's like, nah, I don't want to. He's like, and it's COVID, nah, you shouldn't be close to me, whatever. He says all those things, and I'm like, I'm like, okay, fine, and I leave. And he's like, see, that's your problem. You accept rejection.
Ooh.
I was like, yeah, this guy. He was like, if you were playing for my team, you'd probably be taken out very quickly because no matter how good you are, if you cannot take rejection, it's for me. That's it's like the problem with us, especially black people. We really take rejection and we just go home.
Like we too quick to embrace rejection.
Yeah, we embrace it at the same time.
Okay, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Instead of looking back at your flaws, okay, what can I do to improve or how can I get better?
Yeah.
We're just too quick to take the L.
Yeah. And also sometimes I think it's not that you're not good enough. Sometimes maybe the timing is not fine. And you just need to go back and knock again.
Exactly. Just knock on the doors.
Keep on knocking. Let them hear you out, So it's like that movie you made me watch, about A. Jordan.
Oh, that one. That was a super.
Yeah, the guy persisted. He made it. He was getting rejected. Everything was stacked against him, but he still was like, "All right, I'm gonna do this."
Yeah, sometimes it's just like you just need that one. You are one opportunity away from changing your life.
Yeah,
that's what people need to realize.
Yeah, that's true.
You are one opportunity away from changing your entire life.
Yeah. My sister, I'm getting to I wrote something my sister once told me. She was like, I was complaining about my things, whatever. Photography, nan. I'm like, I'm emailing people, rejection, nan. And then she was like, what was one more failure? Like, what was one more failure? I was like, this girl dropping bombs on me, It was like, what was one more failure? Just, you failed before. So, so what was one more failure,
Exactly. I feel like just embrace failure.
Yeah.
Like let failure become part of the process.
Yeah. But how do you think one can take, I don't know, this is a very technical question. How can one take steps in combating this rejection?
I think it's the same way as like asking a girl out.
Yeah.
How will you know if you never ask her out?
let's
because there's no other way around it. You just have to rip off the bandage and just go for it.
Yeah.
Because like how will you know if you never ask this girl out? Like, hey.
Okay, but how do you ask her out? So are you saying you'll never know how to ask her out if you don't ask her out? Is that what you're saying as well?
Okay, repeat what you said.
Are you saying, I'm asking, how do you ask her out?
Well, you're asking how do you ask her out?
Yeah, but also I'm saying, is it you going to ask her out? Is it you learning how to ask a girl out also?
I think you just learn by doing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big difference between becoming a thinker and a doer.
Yeah.
Thinkers, you have this all plan laid out.
Yeah.
You can think the most genius plan, like, hey, this is how I'll ask this girl and this is how everything will go. But then once you actually do the action, it's a complete different. The whole script goes out the window.
Yeah.
It's not the same. The response that you had in your mind is not the same.
It's not coming like, okay.
Like, hey, no, you weren't supposed to say this. Like,
yeah.
hey. So I think just by doing, the act of doing, that's how you learn from your failures. Okay, this is where I went wrong.
Yeah.
You can't just get one rejection and say like, hey, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, true. Also, I was watching this other podcast and this guy was like, the way they deal with like, I don't know, the way his father dealt with like alcohol abuse and addiction. He was like, because he asked his father, I was like, how did you deal with this addiction? It was like, I just told myself one more day, every day.
Exactly, just one more day.
Just one more day.
Last one more day.
Yeah, So I think as well, people should do that. Don't say 2 years. Just one more day.
Yeah, just take it day by day.
Day by day. Like tomorrow I'm gonna do this. Tomorrow I'm gonna do one
Exactly.
day by day. Then you can build up the confidence and the habits of
Because I think we all have this misconception that success is a straight road.
and it's not.
Because I remember high school, I used to like, hey, after high school, I'm going to be this huge mega hip hop star, this rapper, this most talented person ever. No one was going to be better than me. And then remember, after when we got into the industry, like there's so many things we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know a lot.
Like, hey, composing, recording, all these laws, like, hey,
all these laws, copywriting,
Capasso, Samra, all these organizations, mechanical royalties.
Yeah.
I used to think every time your song got played in radio, they just hand you money. Like, hey, my song is playing.
Yeah.
Hey, that was the mindset. But then, like, there's a whole lot that you need to know. And it's only through failure that you learn, oh, okay, this is how this actually goes.
Yeah.
And your willingness, like, wait, I took my L, let me pick myself up and let me try again.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember then we were like
just young.
We were like, we're going to make it.
And remember also when we were doing that modeling agency thing, this is a while back.
Yeah.
While back when we went to a CEO of Rosebank.
Yeah.
We were driving there. The guy basically called us to give us a rejection.
Yeah.
That was basically it. But he was kind enough to do it face to face and then like, hey, give us some few pointers and advice on how to. So I think that was as much as the rejection sucked, it didn't feel as bad because the guy also gave us some leeway, like, hey, here's some advice.
And he gave it because he was very busy that day. He even gave us his time.
Like the whole CEO, we're not going to mention the company.
Yeah.
Hey.
Because they were busy. They were having a shoot.
They had a lot of shoots.
They were having a shoot and they were busy. And then also, I think he thought we were going to leave. Because we waited for like
we waited. Oh, yeah, they kept us waiting. Yeah, we
waited. We were like,
But then the guy actually took the time, like, hey, to come and discuss, like, hey, you can't be doing this. Hey, close this down.
Yeah.
But hey, I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'll give you some few pointers and then speak to some people who can get you the knowledge you need to get where you're going.
Yeah.
So imagine if we never showed up.
You see.
Or never tried that. Tie those. Okay.
Yeah. Imagine. Then we wouldn't have the knowledge we have now.
And plus, the stories, like, I can tell you right now, like, the stories you'll have from failure are much more greater than the ones of success.
True. Yeah. That's true. That's because I think also it's because when you look back and you're like, yeah, I actually accomplished that, and I came back from this type of thing, I think it's that type. Yeah, that's why they also Joe Rogan once says, like, he was like he thinks people should fail, like he thinks people should fail because also the feeling, you need to know how failure feels like. Also, because you know how failure feels like, victory becomes more nice, and you
I don't like this feeling. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like this feeling. So I'll improve. I'll make sure I'm better. But also, when you actually accomplish, you see what you're saying. It's almost like a paradox. You are happy that you made it, but you look back and you're like, this was fun. Like,
the journey.
The journey. Yeah,
I think the journey.
That's what makes it very nice. Like the journey.
Like the twists and turns. Because imagine if everything was just straightforward.
Yeah.
Like you got everything you wanted. How boring or dull life would be.
And I've had someone to me, she was like, give me, but your life is very interesting. Because then everything she had was given, like, go now I'm 18, they bought her a car. You know what I mean?
So everything
matric, she was driving matric, everything was fine. Even varsity, when she went to UCT, and then like she had like she wasn't really struggling. She was very smart, very academically, but also she had that comfort, So when I tell her my stories, like sometimes, like she was like, I like you because you tell me all these crazy stories.
Exactly, like those interesting. So I feel like you learn more from failure than you'll ever do in success.
That's true.
Like so this whole thing is just a journey. Take it as a journey.
Yeah. I think,
One step at a time.
one step at a time.
And learn to embrace failure.
Yeah.
So that I think the most important thing people need to realize is you don't need a ladder to start climbing. Same way you don't need to see results now to know that what you are doing is going to take you places.
Yeah.
So get rid of the mentality of instant gratification, embrace the failures,
Yeah.
and then you'll be unstoppable.
Yeah. And I think people should stop. It's okay if your friends are going out every night, every weekend, every what. It's okay.
Hey,
but
it sucks, but hey,
yeah, it sucks, but hey,
you know where you're going.
you know what I mean?
As long as you know where you're headed to,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Because I know people are like, but my friends are going out. Oh my, it's like, and then also I said this before. It's like some of my friends that when I used to go out a lot, like we stopped being friends and talking whatever. Because they're like, Vito, you never out, you never. I'm like, it's okay. Me, I'm comfortable. They're like, yeah. Someone actually said to me when it was Oshona fast because yes, I'm like, I'm like, because when you have this thing of every weekend you want to go out. I understand you're an artist, but every week you want to go out. Give me, it's like I'll only go out with you if I'm coming to work. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I think people forget. They think a person's life was just one bad decision.
Yeah.
This guy made this bad decision, then his life crumbled or changed for the worse.
Yeah.
But they forget it was the little steps. You deciding to, hey, I want to go clubbing every single night, or every single Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you decided, hey, I want to start doing drugs or whatever. Those small decisions, steps that you take.
Yeah.
So as a person, you just need to embrace, like, hey, no is no. Like, hey, this is where I'm headed. So I'm not this. If I take this road, it's not going to lead me to the path I want.
Yeah, true. Because I also had this. He was my mentee. Like I mentored him grade 8. I was in matric,
Are
obviously.
you a mentor?
Yeah, I was a mentor in matric. I was mentor for grade 8. So this guy now, so he literally was telling me how hard it is. So he's doing forex. He was telling me how hard it is, whatever. And it was like, Yazin, he took like I think 3 months because I didn't speak to him for 3 months. And he came back, and when I saw his profits, I was like, this guy, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And like he was like compared to now, I don't believe because he only started now, like making those profits he's making now. He's like, Vetu. I literally was like, as in everything off. I'm focusing on me step by step. Because he would literally make 100 rands and be happy. Like he was that guy. He was like, Vetu, I made 100 rands. Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. You know, and that was like 6 months ago, you know? And now he's making a lot. I'm not going to disclose, but he's making a lot.
Exactly.
He's making a lot. He's making someone's salary, a doctor's salary in a day.
Just imagine, in a day.
In a day, he makes it. But because of practice, step by step, he was happy making that 100 rand. Also, that's why I'm saying this because I'm saying, yeah, some people don't like celebrating the accomplishments, the short-term accomplishments. But you need to celebrate yourself. Like, kancane, man. You're like, accomplished this. Yeah. You know, it's good for your self-confidence, and you're gonna be like, okay. Then you're gonna start building and building step by step. You know, so yeah.
Exactly. I think the only way you can get to that level is like once you start embracing the failure, the rejection, like hey, the victory will be much more sweeter.
Definitely.
So exactly.
Definitely.
So to whoever is listening, it's like, hey, failure or rejection is only the starting point. It's not your destination.
It's not.
Just because you didn't get it right this time, or the second time, or the third, or the fourth, doesn't mean the fifth time you won't be lucky. Okay, so yes.
So yeah, take home for today.
Time for the take home.
But today's take home is more. It's not really. It's okay. Let me just do the take home. So take home is. Rejection is only redirection. And I know some people work hard and they do a lot and they don't see any progress or some sense of physical progress. But remember that it takes 5 years for a bamboo tree to get out of the ground. And after it gets out of the ground, it takes 5 weeks for it to reach 90 feet. So
Oof.
I think just know that you are also just a bamboo tree, and the work you're putting in now, keep on putting it in, because you need to fertilize yourself and get to where you want to be. And after that 5 years, you're gonna skyrocket. So yeah, I think don't stop working on yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, just to add,
Yeah.
dreams delayed are not dreams denied.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's
Yes.
true.
Thank
So,
you,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Away. Or away is away not professional?